702
Healing Hour.
So today we're doing the last edition of the Healing Hour for 2025. And I want to start off by thanking you for being vulnerable enough over the last couple of months, the last 11 months of this year, having conversations with us about things that you're healing from. And what a year it's been, hey? The amount of healing that we have done through this feature. And I can't thank you enough for the feedback you give us, for the suggestions on what to heal from, and your testimonies of how you have been impacted by this feature, impacted by the people sharing their stories, and how you have been given hope, how you've been given encouragement and strength to begin your own journey of healing. So we are doing this one more time this year. And I want to remind you that this feature is a feature that we've come with because we wanted an opportunity to just talk amongst ourselves. This is where we dedicate an hour to have a conversation amongst ourselves as a family, as friends, here on the Clement Manyathela Show. It's a safe space to share your pain. We always share our stories of survival, our experiences as a family, as a community, with no judgment, with the hope that our discussion helps people start their own journey of healing, and people are given the platform to heal. So today on our Healing Hour, I want us to heal from whatever painful experience you had this year that you have survived, that you have overcome. What happened this year that almost shook your core, that made you think that there's no way that I'm going to survive this? And when you look back, you see that you've actually made it up to this point. How do you feel about that? What is it that you had to survive this year? So I'm asking, what did you survive? What have you conquered? What was that one challenge for you that you managed to work around? Was it a breakup that was difficult for you, but you managed? Did you lose someone you love? Someone who passed away? How was that for you? Did you lose a job? Were you betrayed by a loved one? Did you have your salary cut and you didn't know how you would survive? And here you are, having survived. How did you manage? Did you survive an accident? Are you a rape survivor? What didn't go right this year in your life, but you survived it? There are people who have indicated, someone is saying earlier on Twitter, that I actually attempted to take my own life, and I'm glad that I managed to survive that. There's some people, some of you listening to us this morning, you've gone through a divorce this year. Or maybe your divorce started this year, or it was finalized this year. Maybe it was tough for you having to balance school and work and still support your family. What is it that happened this year that to this day you are grateful that you survived? And maybe the pain is still not completely gone. Maybe it's still tough. But you are still in this moment because you have survived it. That's a big deal. And I think it's important that we recognize that, because it's very easy for us to always want to cry, and because we are victims and we are in pain and, oh, how dare this happen to me? But I think it's important that sometimes we take some time to reflect and look back and say, I'm grateful that I survived that. I think it's important for us to look back and say, when I was in that situation, I didn't see the light. It was just darkness all around. I didn't know I would get onto the other side, but I'm glad that I did. And I would like us to also expand this and talk about who has helped us survive. Some of us have been blessed with friends, with family, with colleagues, with bosses or managers that have been a pillar of strength. So what have you survived this year, and who has helped you survive? Who has supported you throughout? Give us a call right now. 011-883-0702 is the number to dial. If you want to send us a WhatsApp voice note, you can do so on 072 702 1702. It's 13 minutes after 10.
702.
Healing Hour.
It's 15 minutes after 10 o'clock on our Healing Hour. The last one for the year 2025. We are reflecting on the year that was. There are people who feel like this year has actually been the toughest, worst year of their life for different reasons. Some people have gone through divorce. Some people have lost their loved ones. Some people have lost jobs. Some people have gotten sick. There's a lot that's happened in many people's lives, in all our lives. And we're taking a moment now to take stock and reflect on what transpired this year. What is it that we faced that was tough, and how have we survived it? And how do we feel now? How did we feel then? And who are the people that helped us survive? We're taking your calls on 011-883-0702. Your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702.
Good morning, Clement. I don't know if I'll ever heal, but I lost my wife on the 10th of August this year. And I'm kind of struggling and battling. But I don't know. The only thing that keeps me alive is just to take care of the kids. Yeah, my wife was young. She was only 43 years old. But that's the pain that I'm dealing with. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Oh, yeah, my brother, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am sorry to hear that. I can only imagine how difficult it is. Especially when you have to be strong for your kids. And I have a friend who has lost his wife this year, a wife who was a friend to me too. And I see how difficult things are for him, because as a husband, you have a pain that you feel, but you still need to sort of postpone that a little bit because you've got kids that you must be strong for. So I can only imagine how difficult it is to go through your own mourning while you are there for the kids who are also mourning, some of which may not even understand what this moment means. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope that healing can begin for you in some way. And I hope that you and the kids can be comforted in that you've had the opportunity to do this life thing with that woman. That you're fortunate enough to have known her so intimately and to build a beautiful family with her. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yo, Clement. Yeah, my man, what a touching topic and what a year it has been. For me, losing my job, losing someone I love, succumbing to major depression. I mean, I had to deal with a lot this year. But I am grateful that I managed, to stand for myself, because I don't have anyone, unfortunately. But I had to stand up for myself. And, each and every time I would listen to the Healing Hour, oh, man, there are stories that are beyond mine. People are going through difficult time, but I must say I'm grateful for life, grateful that I'm still alive, and that I'm coping, and I know one day everything will be okay.
Morning, Mr. Clement. I'm in Joburg. For me, this year it was very tough, Mr. Clement. Around January, December, let me say this January this year, My wife, she diagnosed the colon cancer. Even now, I'm still on stress. I'm still in pressure now, even now, because of she's still going some checkups and everything. They have to make some operations, and for now, she's survived by the stoma. She's wearing the stoma bag now. This thing really, it takes me a lot, you know. Even now, I'm still stressed now. I didn't believe this year. It was very tough for me, but it was very tough. Even now, I'm not surviving at all. Okay, thanks, Clement. Thanks.
Yeah, but here you are, my brother. And I think the fact that you're here means that you at least have survived up to this point, and it's possible for you to survive further. I'm sorry to hear about your wife. Look, I know very well the story of cancer because I've had someone very close to me in my family this year who also had cancer, and I saw how that thing is so ruthless. I saw it. So my heart goes out to you, and all the strength to you and the family. On the WhatsApp line, some messages coming through. Anonymous says, "Hi Clement, this year I lost my job, a job that I loved, when Trump pulled funding from South Africa. I've worked for NGOs funded by the USA since 2005, and it feels like I basically lost my entire career. I'm still unemployed, but I'm still here. Thanks God, and thanks to my mom as well." That's a message from Anonymous. Anonymous, I'm happy to hear that, and I'm sorry about that. There's so many people that have been impacted by the decisions that have been taken by the US. And it's sad because decisions get taken because you think that just affects the government or the politicians that you're fighting with. But there are people here that are doing the work, valuable work, who also have homes and households to take care of. Another one says, "Good morning, Clement. My lady friend killed herself. She has 2 beautiful kids. Then I lost my best friend a month ago. He also passed away. I didn't even have time to grieve." Oh, sorry to hear that, Anonymous. 2 friends in such a short space of time. Yeah. Another one says, "Clement, this year really put us through hell. I was accused of things that I never did, and it was honestly the worst experience of my life. Living overseas made it even harder, and my wife and I had to fight through so much stress, fear, and pressure. But we stood together. We didn't give up, and in the end, we proved that we were innocent. It wasn't easy, not even close, but we survived it. I'm just grateful that it's finally behind us." And there are moments like that, right? There are moments like that where even with our partners, we are going to fight. Like we're in the ring for a straight couple of weeks or months. And I guess that's what sometimes comes with being in relationships, being in marriages. But I'm glad that you and your wife have survived it. Anonymous also on the WhatsApp line says, "Hi Clement, I lost my job in July 2025, and a month later I lost my car from a car accident. I've been taking each day as it comes and held down by my boyfriend's support, and the month of December sets in. As it sets in, I'm faced with the reality of not being able to progress with my studies. I'm supposed to be registering for my final year in January for my master's degree with UCT. I'm not coping well, especially when I'm in the last month of the year with no prospect or a way out." Anonymous, I wish you all the best. You are here, and maybe you're not going to be able to register now, but that doesn't take away the opportunity for you to do it again in some way or the other. More of your WhatsApps on 0727021702.
Yo, Clement, talking about survival, I'm so grateful that I made it out alive. I didn't think I'll make it this year. In fact, I thought by now I would have had a stroke or heart attack because of the difficulty. changing jobs, struggling. But we thank God that we are seeing the year in a stronger, more positive.
Hi, morning Clement. It's Mapari here. This year has been rough, especially the last part of the year. I lost my job. I also lost one of my best friends 3 weeks back, unexpectedly. And it's been rough, but what can you say? I've just been praying a lot, going to church every Sunday, and then, month end, and God always makes my money fit the basics. So I'm grateful. So, we can be all right.
Hi, Clement. This year, I think 4 months ago, I was diagnosed with it's a back pain, but they call it a sciatic. It's when your spinal cord pinches the nerve. And then I was told I will never walk normally again. It was so painful. I couldn't walk properly. I couldn't sleep. And then I was told to go to that thing. It will last forever because the nerve is so damaged. But I'm grateful now because I managed to train my leg and my back, and I can walk normally again in 3 months. No one could believe that, but the pain is still there, but at least I can walk properly now. Just grateful for that. It's Betwell from Pretoria.
So, hi Clement. I hope you're good, man. I don't know where to start. 6 months ago, I lost my partner, the mother of my kids. The situation forced me to become a single father of 5-year-old female twins. It's not easy, I'm not going to lie, and to get this far, it's been a miracle. I'm not going to lie. It's been difficult, but God has been good. God has been good.
Sure, yeah. So I'm sorry to hear that, my brother. What do you say to 5-year-old twins who have lost their mother? Where do you even begin the conversation? As a father who is in pain himself, and you are pained by the reality that these kids are gonna grow up with such hectic trauma of having lost their mother at that age. But these are the curveballs that life throws at us. And I guess part of the human experience is to survive, is to push. And I only can imagine how difficult it must be when you are raising children as young as 5 and they lose one of their parents. Where do you even get time to grieve? What pain do you feel? Is it their pain? Is it the pain of that they will feel when they get older and they realize what's happening? Because at 5 years, kids are probably not even picking up what is at play. Really, my heart and my prayers are with all of you that have lost loved ones and you're left with especially young children that you have to take through and do this life thing with them while you guide them through this knowledge that they've lost a parent that they have loved at such a young age. We're talking this morning on our Healing Hour, the last one for the year, about the things that we have survived this year. What happened this year? What is that painful experience you've had this year that you've survived, that you have overcome? Before the headlines, let me read you this quick message. It's a bit of it's a funny one, but I think we need a bit of that in this moment. Kinele says, "Hi Clement, this is a heavy topic, but I promise mine comes with a bit of humor. I always joke that I've officially survived the single life, and I'm still waiting. I'm 33, 34 in a few days, and most of my close friends are married. Our church has had weddings and engagements left, right, and center this year. So being the single girl was a genuine desire for marriage. Yeah, I had a genuine desire for marriage, so it's been intense. I've been single for about 7 years now, and every year I send up the same prayers with the same hope. So surviving all of that feels like an accomplishment on its own. So all of those engagements and the weddings in church, you've survived that, Anonymous, and here you are. And all the best with finding the right person for you." It's 10:31.
7:02 Healing Hour.
It's 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. We're doing our monthly feature, the Healing Hour. In fact, this is the last one for the year before we go on a break, and we do this again in January. And like we always do in December with our Healing Hour, we take some time to take stock of the year that was. And I'm asking you this morning if there are things that you have survived this year. I think this is a moment to sympathize with other people. It's a moment to also put people in our prayers, because we are a community, and it's important that we remember that. And I think it's in the moments when we feel the pain, when we are distressed, that we should remember that there's a community out there that cares, the community out there that thinks of you, that wishes good things for you. But I think it's important to also take stock of the year that was and talk about things that we have survived, that were painful, things we have conquered, because it's easy for us to dwell on what has been painful to us, and we forget about what makes love still be enjoyable. So as we reflect on the painful things that we've had, let's also take a moment to recognize that we have survived those things, or we are still surviving those things. I don't know how people who have experienced the most painful of things are still here this morning, breathing, able to dress up those kids, able to love them, enjoy, play with them, even after you've experienced the loss of their mother. And those are the blessings that we have, the kids that you have in your family, the loved ones that have carried you up to this point. That means they are the part of the reason we've survived that painful experience. And I think taking a moment to recognize that is part of us healing. It's part of reminding us that we are not alone. So that's what we're discussing this morning amongst ourselves on the Healing Hour. What have you survived this year? What are the things that you conquered? What are those painful experiences that you have survived? You can give us a call on 011-883-0702. The WhatsApps are coming through on 072-702-1702.
Hi, Clement. Charles here. Clement, I lost my job that I worked for 15 years. And this big logistics company. I love my job so much, Clement. Anybody can tell you that worked for this logistics company that Charles loved his job. But it only took a second, and it took one new person to destroy me, to plant evidence against me. My company didn't stood against that person, but they instantly fired me or dismissed me without proper evidence or without proper investigation. So you know what, Clement? Life goes on. I'm still in the market looking for another job. Hopefully I'll get a job. You know what they say, Clement? You can't put a good man down. Thank you.
Morning, Clement. Yo, what a year, 2025, hey? What a year of challenges. Like, I've been in business since from 2016, but I never had experienced such difficulties. Cash flow issues, contract related, work issues, so your monthly expenses, you're just trying to survive. It's just a difficult year. It's just a difficult year. But I'm glad I'm alive, I'm glad I'm alive, I can still push. So every morning, as a businessman, just to give yourself a motivation. You wake up and, and you show up, man. Thanks, Clement.
Hi, Clement. Well, for me this year, it has been challenging because I lost my partner in Feb or March, and then lost my job in April. And then ever since, yes, I've been trying other ways to make a living. But above all, I think I'm grateful of life. Despite all what has been happening this year, I think I'm grateful of being alive. I'm grateful for the experience. And I think I've also grown during this hard process. I think I've grown emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So it was also an eye-opening experience for me this year. So I'm grateful for that.
Clement. Phew. What a topic. What have I survived this year? Looking back, started my year in a positive way, only to be retrenched after I earned my salary in January. It has been a year that was full of uncertain, without any income coming through. But you still need to stand as a father, as a husband, and provide. What I've survived up to today, Clement, it's how to make sure your bond is paid up, your kids have eaten, and with His grace, I've managed to pull through. Not knowing how, but I've managed to pull through. That's what I survived, Clement.
Oh, thank you for that. Cindy, you're calling from Joburg. Good morning.
Hi, Clem. How are you?
I'm all right, Cindy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for this feature. It's this time of year, I think we need to actually take stock of the stuff we actually did go through. So thank you for this.
Sure.
I survived a breakup, a very long breakup. We were together for 9.5 years. And letting go of that almost felt like I had to mourn the possibility of finding the one. And that was very difficult. And I think also learning to be single, be by myself, that took a toll on me. And leading up to the breakup, around this time of the year, last year, it was me getting admitted into a wellness hospital or a psychiatric hospital. And it was either that or the graveyard, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
So I'm very glad that it was the former and not the latter. And this year I feel like I'm in a much better place mentally. Although I am going back for admission, it is mainly just for maintaining the regime we have in terms of keeping my mental health in check. And I'm just glad that it's not under your smash situation. So thank you very much. And I'm grateful just for the life that I've blessed with.
Yeah, Cindy, was it a bad breakup? Did you guys talk about it or?
It wasn't a bad breakup, fortunately. We spoke about it the whole night of the breakup day, actually.
Yeah.
We sat together the whole night, we cried, we comforted each other, and at the end, and then the very next day, we kind of parted ways. And we haven't really spoken since, other than like the odd incident of having my things delivered to his place by mistake. But other than that, no contact. And I think it's been for the better, because it's kind of like, you know, when you break up and then you end up talking, then there's still that hope of maybe. So the no contact really helps. Just really the line in the sand.
Yeah, Cindy, listen, I didn't talk to you last year, but you sound a lot better. And I'm glad that you're taking care of yourself, going into a wellness center just to make sure you're still aligned. I'm sorry to hear about your breakup, but you sound like a very lovely, wonderful lady. I'm sure there are some guys out there that would love to be with you and that you would love to be with. So please don't give up on love, because I think sometimes we do that when we couldn't be with the people we thought were the ones. We think that's it. And I think that's a mistake we make. I think still be open to the possibility of finding the person that's going to be good to you, the person that's going to be aligned with you. Because you sound really wonderful. Thank you for calling us, Cindy, in Joburg. Thandi, you are in Benoni. Good morning.
Hi, Clement.
Hey,
Good morning.
Thandi. How are you?
We're trying. But yeah, so far, I'm okay.
What did you survive?
Yeah. Sure. Clement, yeah. I had my Lobola negotiations on the 20th of September. And in October the 11th, my mom passed on. And she was buried on the 18th. So obviously, being from the Free State, I had to go and bury my mom at home. And my friends and, from Benoni here, they plan to go and support me. And these are the people who already committed in coming for my wedding or in Kronstadt at my mom's house on the 13th of December, which is next week. On that morning of the 18th, as we were still busy at church, some of my friends who traveled a day before got a call that these 4 friends of mine, they were involved in a horrific truck accident on R59 on their way to my mom's funeral. And they all passed away.
Thandi.
Yeah, it was terrible that I'm burying my mom and we're getting this news that my 4 friends have passed on. It was terrible, and obviously they had to also be buried the following week. So on Sunday I had to make sure that I have prepared everything. I locked up my mom's house and drove back so that I can go to each and every family on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday it was their memorial service, and Friday I attended one of the families. That whole week I didn't even know what to say to these family members. But because they are people who know God and they are saved, those families actually put me well. They are the ones who comforted me. I could only speak on Friday. I couldn't talk. I couldn't say anything to anybody. And mind you, I'm getting married now next week. And my friends, because whoever was arranging the list of my guest list at the accommodation that they were going to sleep at, their names are still there.
Thandi. My goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really so sorry to hear that. And
very, very difficult.
You are in our thoughts. You are in our prayers, Thandi. You can only imagine how difficult it is, because you must also now prepare for a wedding. They would have been there to support you. You would have loved for them to be there. You'd have loved for your own mother to be there.
Yeah.
Do you?
And they're the very same people. When my mom passed on that Saturday morning, because my family is so far away, they are the ones who were here at my house first. While my family was still trying to travel to come and check what is happening, because my mom was here with me. So, yeah,
Thandi, be comforted in that their love for you was there. They were there when your mom passed. They were wanting to be there when you buried your mom. And I hope that the love that they had for you can carry you even in this moment as you prepare for your wedding. I'm sorry about such a painful loss. And thank you for sharing your story with us, Thandi. We're putting you in our prayers, you and your family. Thandi calling us from Benoni. It's 9 minutes before 11.
With a note to Healing Hour.
All right, it's 7 minutes before 11 o'clock. Let's continue with your calls and your WhatsApps. Let's start with you. Mogale, you're calling us from Glen Vista. Good morning.
Hey, morning, okay?
It's Ara.
Sure, man. We're grateful for the gift of life, after everything that is happening in our lives. 2 weeks back, I think on the 21st, 2 weeks back on a Saturday, me and my friend, we were hijacked. And then, imagine having 3 guns pointed to your head. We kept there for a couple of hours. We know that not a lot of people get out of there alive, but being able to see the next day, being able to be here today, we just be grateful to God that He kept you, and we just hope that the future is going to be better, it was very difficult. But
did they hurt you in any way, Mogale?
They hit you with the gun. Yeah, I had a wound on my head. It hit us on the head with the part of the people. They took our phones, went to the apps and tried to transfer the money. They did everything.
Your line. Mogale, your line is breaking so bad there. But yeah, I think we got it. He was hijacked 2 weeks back, kidnapped. It was quite a scary moment for him, but he's managed to survive that. We're happy to hear that, Mogale, in Glen Vista. Omina, you are in Midrand. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. What a very, very tough year. February, I lost my partner, and I thought I was doing fine. 2 months later, the campaign that I was in within the company closed down. I had to move to another campaign, less money. I experienced workplace bullying for almost 6 months now. I've been fighting workplace bullying. On top of that, I'm fighting trauma, depression, and anxiety. The past Saturday, it was so bad. I had such a bad anxiety. People had to break into my place to assist me. And I prayed that day, and I was like, God, this is not worth it. I decided to be the bigger person, and I went to those people. I told them how I feel, and I think I feel better. I'm not sure how I feel, but yeah, I've heard stories about workplace bullying, and I never thought I would experience it, and it is so bad.
Yeah. I'm glad you've lived, Omena, to tell the story. Thank you for sharing it with us, and I'm glad that we're here where we can talk about either surviving those things or having survived them. Here are some of your WhatsApp voice notes.
Hi, Clement. Clement, what I survived that I never thought I would ever survive. Losing my son. Clement. And I survived it. And I'm dealing with it. But I survived. I can just say thanks to God.
Oh my God. Clement, just listening to Tandy, listening to everybody today, I thought I had a difficult year. But listening to what people has gone through has really just given me such perspective. I'm so grateful to God. Yes, I've gone through the most this year. Yes, it was painful and it is difficult and I'm still going through the most, but I pray for everybody that has gone through. And I know that God is faithful. He is going to carry us through, Tandy. May God bless your union and the pain that you're experiencing now. May God just comfort you. And everybody has lost somebody, even you, Clement, who lost CD. May God just comfort you. And yeah, we are still alive. That's the blessing, I guess. We are still alive.
Yeah, and we are. Tsietsi on the text says, "Hi Clement, this is Tsietsi from Vosloorus. On the first week of September, I was hijacked by 4 gun-wielding guys, put in a boot. They took me out and went through my apps. And after 5 traumatic hours, I was left in the field. My car was found 2 days later. They bumped with it and took my laptop, all extremely important documents, and my car radio. Worse, they took my car and house keys. I live with my wife and we can't sleep. I'm 60 years old. My diabetes has worsened. Seeing a psychologist right now." Oh, Tsietsi, I'm glad you're seeing a psychologist. Sounds so hectic. Another one says, "Clement, I hope you're well. This is a very heavy topic, man, and people are going through a lot. I must say that I also worry about you as you facilitate the program and taking in all that people are going through. So my message is really to say strength to you. The experiences of others can sometimes weigh heavy on us. So I pray that God gives you strength as well as you encounter all of these stories your audience are sharing with you. Don't forget to also look after yourself." Sibu in Randbeck. Thank you for that, Sibu. And I do look after myself. So one of the things I've had to learn about this job, because it's always been a job to me for many years. And there came a time when, in fact, I was going through therapy and I realized that it's more than that. I realized this is a calling for me. And part of the thing you have to realize about a calling is that it comes with a burden. And I've accepted that this is a burden I have to carry, of facilitating conversations like this, or the burden of being hated by other people so extremely that they would actually not want me to live. Like, there are many of us who've got callings, who are called to do certain things, and we have to carry the burden of responsibility. So that's it for me. But I do take care of myself. I've got a therapist. I do go and have conversations with her, especially after moments like this. So that helps me a lot. But I'm glad that we can have this platform amongst ourselves. I get triggered sometimes because I have lost people myself this year. And when you hear people talk about their losses, you actually realize that you're not alone. And I think that's why we do the healing hour. It's because some of us go through stuff and we think we are stuck there alone. But there are other people who are going through stuff and they've managed to survive it. And when we hear those stories, that helps us in our own journey of survival. And that's always my hope for the healing hour. So I can't thank you enough for being vulnerable with us to take that call and share your story, because I can tell you that has helped other people that may not have called in, but who are also going through difficult moments or have been through difficult moments this year. It's 11:01.